It begins with a whisper, not a shout. A whisper of a name almost no one knows, yet spoken with the kind of reverence reserved for legends. In a world where fame is measured in followers, and respect is often bought with wealth or power, there still exist people whose legacies live quietly away from headlines, away from cameras, away from the noise. This is the story of Richard Sandler, a man whose name rarely appeared in newspapers but whose influence stretched across generations. Anthony Scaramucci, the man known for Wall Street triumphs and his fiery moments in politics, sat across from Richard one afternoon. At first glance, you might not think much of him. He dressed simply, his posture unassuming, and his voice calm. But there was something in the way people treated him. Waiters lingered an extra second to smile, strangers leaned in closer to catch his words, and friends spoke his name with gratitude in their eyes. Anthony leaned forward and asked the question that had been burning in his mind: how does someone become the most respected man, and yet remain invisible to the world? Richard chuckled, his eyes glimmering with humility. By never making it about yourself, he said. The story of Richard Sandler didn't begin with privilege. He was raised in a modest home in Brooklyn, his father working long hours in a factory, his mother stitching clothes at night to make ends meet. As a boy, Richard learned early the power of listening. While other kids fought to be heard, Richard found meaning in silence, watching, absorbing, and understanding the struggles of those around him. He carried this gift into adulthood. When he entered the world of law and business, Richard was never the loudest man in the room, never the one pounding the table or demanding attention. Instead, he became the man others sought when the noise became unbearable. He listened, he advised, and above all, he carried himself with integrity in a world that often forgot the meaning of the word. There were moments when Richard could have chosen the spotlight. Opportunities came: television interviews, prestigious boards, powerful positions. Yet he declined, not out of fear, but because he believed that true power was in service, not recognition. Respect, he once told Anthony, isn't about how many people know your name. It's about how people speak of you when you're not in the room. But Richard's life was not without struggle. His brother battled addiction, and Richard spent years quietly supporting him, never giving up even when everyone else had. He poured money, time, and love into the fight, not for applause, but because family meant everything. When his brother eventually turned his life around, he credited Richard with saving him, not through lectures, but through unwavering presence. Later, when Richard became the legal counsel and close confidant of one of the most influential families in America, he had every chance to use his position for personal gain. But he